What's up there, guys? Your boy Steelcurtaingaming coming with the NFL 2013 Draft Round 1 review and discussion. It's your boy Steelcurtaingaming, and we have... Introduce yourself.
Komodomojo. What's going on, YouTube? Sorry about that loud noise. I'm still fucking around with this shit. Can I cuss?
Yeah, I don't mind. It's even though I try to keep it G-rated, I cannot say I have not cussed on a video.
I was going to say, because I spew it out every now and then, every fourth word. But I'll try not to.
Well, you can talk right now while I try to work to get this watch of it. I'm just trying to find out where the link is right now and make sure it's going live. You talk about yourself.
I'm Komodomojo. That's all you need to know, man. Anyway, dude, today's draft was pretty fucking awesome. See, I'm telling you, man, it's going to be a whole bunch of them. It was pretty awesome. Some things were crazy. Like, for instance, we'll talk about the Minnesota Vikings getting 3 first-round picks. The Jets, their first-round picks, especially after trading Darrelle Revis. Who else had a first-round pick? Was it Rams? Yeah.
Yeah.
Rams, because they traded with the Atlanta Falcon. I myself am an Atlanta Falcon fan. As you know, Steel Curtain. Steeler is a Steeler fan.
Yep. No doubt about it.
It's just crazy. Like, you and I were talking about this earlier, about the only quarterback going was the quarterback that nobody expected to go.
Yeah, well, it's his overall ranking, too. I wasn't too sure. They said they want to mold him, but I'm thinking if you're going with a quarterback that's not up to par with, I'm thinking like at least Fitzpatrick, why do that?
Well, they're saying out of the entire draft, what's his name? E.J. Manuel had the highest upside out of everybody, even bigger than Geno Smith, Matt Barkley, right? Because none of the quarterbacks really impressed at all. There was no Andrew Luck. There's no RG3.
No Russell Wilson.
Yeah, there's none of them. They could be that eventually, but when you watch Andrew Luck, you knew he was a first-round pick since, what, sophomore in college?
I saw years ago, a couple years ago.
You knew that was going down. But with these quarterbacks, it could go either way. You know what I mean? They could be just like an everyday Jamarcus Russell, or they could be a Russell Wilson. Who knows?
Gotcha.
But that's what's cool about the draft, man. You never know. And especially this year, because there was there was a few really good players, right? But there was, in the second and third, fourth round, there's all these guys who could basically be the same. You could get the same production from the second round as you could in the fourth and fifth. I love this type of draft. And
I'm surprised. It was like the first 10 picks were pretty much consisted of offensive tackles and defensive ends. It was. I was like, well, yeah, one random wide receiver in there, Tavon Austin, and that seemed interesting, and especially with the quarterback too, with the Jets having. But it's like when I'm thinking about this, there's a lot of players that have to replace really good players like Milner. I can't say his name properly.
Milner
has to replace Revis, and that's something hard to do. You have someone, what's his name? Jarvis Jones having to replace pretty much James Harrison.
Yeah. Well, here's the crazy thing with the Jets. When it comes to the draft, a lot of the GMs, they don't tell anybody a thing about who they're going after, right?
Yeah, it's smart.
They keep it secret. But this is what happened. The Jets decided to tell everybody that they wanted to get Tavon Austin. You know, it could be a smokescreen. It could be real. They needed a wide receiver. They said, this is the guy we're going after. Well, what happens? The St. Louis Rams jump one spot ahead of them and take who the Jets were going to get. That's why the Jets, they're just stupid with how they do things. Just keep your shit quiet. Well, and it comes to the Darrelle Revis thing. What did they get? They got a first, and what? Did they get a first next round? Or next year?
Next year, I don't really know. It's I was looking at this thing, and like so many teams were trading positions and trading rounds. I didn't really keep up with who had what. Like, what do the Vikings have to give in order to get all them rounds?
I wish I would have seen the beginning of that. I honestly didn't. I was at work, and when Atlanta picked, they switched it off to the press conference. But I would assume with their first pick when did they trade? Where are the Vikings at? Did they trade in the early rounds? No, late. Yeah, Xavier Rhodes, right? So if they're trading to the 25th, that's got to be at least. They probably traded their second, maybe a fifth. I don't want to give false information out there. I
Yeah.
will look that up.
They traded with the Seahawks, the Patriots, and was that it? Yeah, and they had the regular spot for number 23.
Yeah.
Not a
But you
second
can't-
round, so
You got to love what the Vikings did. Here's the deal. They needed players. They went out and got them.
smart, yeah.
Yes. Well, and it might screw them over 2-3 years from now, but when you have to compete against the Packers, well, I know the Lions aren't crazy, but that's why they got one of their cornerbacks, because they have to face Calvin Johnson.
Hmm.
They did what they had to do. They lost their defensive tackle. Who was that? Who did they have with the Williams wall? Did one of them retire? Yeah.
I don't remember.
Yeah, with their Floyd pick, Sharif Floyd was supposed to be a top 10 pick and dropped all the way to 23rd. That right there was an awesome goddamn pick. I don't know how he lasted that long.
Oh yeah, I've seen some weird things like with last year and some of the picks not going early. It just makes you think, what are they going after compared to last year and compared to this year?
Yeah.
With what you need or just what you want.
Yeah, I mean, no quarterback. Well, except for the one that was the surprise pick.
Well,
None
do
of the
you really
quarterbacks that
think any team really needs a genuine quarterback right now?
Yes.
Like which ones?
Arizona needs one. Cleveland needs one. I know they picked up a quarterback last year. I don't see nothing special in that guy. I see him as just another guy. Philadelphia could use one. I know they got the backup. What's his
Yeah.
face? Starts with an F or some shit. But
Yeah,
Michael
Philly got
Vick's
rid
not
of-
going to be there forever.
Yeah, I thought they got rid of Vic,
No,
didn't they? No?
no.
Oh, I wish they would have.
The Jaguars need one. I don't think. Oh my God! Why can't I think of his name? This is a horrible start.
Horrible start.
Yeah, but they need a fucking quarterback.
Yeah.
The Jets need a quarterback. I don't think Tebow's the answer, nor Sanchez.
Well, what annoyed me last year with Sanchez and Tebow was at first, Rex Ryan, he wasn't really being consistent. He kept throwing Tebow in at random times, not giving him genuine time to play the ball. Tebow, he plays how he plays, and that's because he has time to do stuff. And Sanchez, you give him enough time to do something, he can get the job done. But when you're doing something like this, and it's like, oh, you say, oh, Tebow, go in there real quick, because we just want to make the fans go.
Yeah.
That's all I felt like Tebow was last year. Just to, I don't know, make fans go crazy.
All Tebow was something for somebody to get excited with. When Tebow went in the game, nobody was confused to thinking he was going to start throwing the ball. You know what I mean? He's not a good passer. He was there to do some Wildcat bullshit. Well, when everybody knows it's Wildcat, no one's scared.
Yeah, I know. That's the funny thing.
Who do you think had the best draft? Now, I'm not talking about who's picked the most first-round picks, but the best.
For this year?
Mm-hmm. So far. They can have more than one pick.
I don't know how to think. Being a Steelers fan, I'd say Steelers, but it's just because linebacker.
Phantoms out
I
there.
know. It's just I'd have to think about it because the Jets did pick up a couple really good players, and they were smart getting in the earlier rounds with from trading with the Buccaneers.
Well, that's the thing. When people talk about Darrelle Revis, yeah, he's an outstanding player.
Oh no,
but
I was just talking about the defensive tackle, Sheldon Richardson.
Yeah, right. But what we're talking about when we talk about the Darrelle Revis pick and be able to get D. Milner to replace him, the thing about Revis is he's one of a kind. He's really good, amazing. But the problem is, it seemed like every fourth game he wanted a new contract.
Yeah.
It's just a waste of time to every year have to do another goddamn contract with him.
It's just, I don't know. It's a lot of players I want more money. It's pretty much life. Just
right.
Football is just part of it.
And it's like with Joe Flacco. Look what happened with the Ravens. They decided to pay Joe Flacco, then couldn't afford to pay anybody else.
They did that just to, I don't know, to make people feel that he is a true pro quarterback.
He's not.
He's not, in my opinion. Even I have to say, I feel like more than, recently, I felt like Matt Schaub is a piece of shit. Matt Ryan is really good. And, you gotta take account from like what you consider a pro and what you just consider a good quarterback. Like,
Yeah. No, I understand what you're saying. The whole bullshit with Matt Ryan, it really makes me upset, right? Because they say Matt Ryan's good, but he's not great because he doesn't win playoff games. Then decide to get on Tony Romo's nuts. I'm like, hello, Tony Romo. Like, for real, how many playoff games did he win? You know, you're gonna ride him.
Are you trying to say he's good or bad?
Matt Ryan. I don't like Romo.
Oh yeah.
Romo to me is like Flacco. When Romo is on his game, he is amazing, and Joe Flacco is the same way. He can be amazing. But then he's got all these other games where he's crap. And Joe Flacco would not be who he is without Ray Rice. For instance, 4th and 29 against the Chargers. He dumped off, and Ray Rice got the ball for him. He got him all the way down.
Well, that shit for you happens all the time.
Yeah. I like people for who they are, not who they are as a team. For instance, we'll take Joe Flacco as an example.
Mm-hmm.
Flacco would not be winning, and even Sanchez, they would have not won any playoff games if it wasn't for that defense.
Pretty much, yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
They're the ones that came out big.
Now, on the other hand, people who have won games all by themselves is Aaron Rodgers, Tom Brady, Peyton Manning. They can do that shit. That's how you get an amazing quarterback.
Oh yeah, Aaron Rodgers with that discount double check.
Isn't those the best commercials?
But yeah, it's like, yeah, Aaron Rodgers is pretty damn good. And I gotta say, like, Tom Brady, I feel's a fucking pussy. Like, it's, especially in the playoffs last year, or last year, whatever you want to call it, with that whole bull crap against the Ravens. That, I don't know if that was, I would consider that acting like a pro quarterback or just acting stupid. Remember near the end of the second quarter?
Well, tell them exactly what you're talking about.
I'm trying to remember how it went. It's like I felt that Brady, he kind of wants too much. Like, he feels, I don't know. I'm trying to think of the word. I know a word for it.
Are we talking cocky or what?
Or yeah, childish? That too. You could say cocky and childish.
Okay.
And
well, that's who Tom Brady is.
Well, yeah, because of Brady, they put all these damn rules in.
Yeah. Well, they're getting rid of that. The tuck rules are out.
Oh, it is?
Uh-huh. They voted on that this year.
I know, like, a lot of shit last year with the tuck rule. There was just a lot of bullshit. Like, they were like saying, "Oh, that is a tuck rule. It's not tuck rule. That is no." Just, oh, it looked like they were coming out, but then his hand popped or whatever you want to say. Oh, we're still gonna call it.
To me, a fumble is a fumble.
Well, yeah, if you get smacked, you get smacked.
Coming forward with your hand, it's not. But when you have the ball coming, if the ball's not out of your hand or coming out of the hand, it's a fumble.
Yeah.
Ask any other player at any other position.
And so, so instead of just a quarterback being a surprise, what was the other big surprise you thought when you looked at the players drafted?
Sharif Floyd dropping to 23.
Surprising for you.
Yeah, he was supposed to be top. I was hearing top 10 pick, right? Because, I'm a Falcon fan, so I listen to, when we're talking about like stuff like D. Milner or like Eric Fisher or Luke Jokel,
yep.
they don't even cross my mind because there's absolutely no way we're going to get them, right? Mm-hmm. So I didn't even think about them. So I think about the later people. And I remember hearing about Sharif Floyd being amazing, so I never even really thought about it. Then to come to find out that he drops a 23 and actually was picked up one spot after the Falcons.
After your team when they got True Font.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Got any regrets about that?
Me? No.
Yeah.
Well, what did Atlanta lose on defense? The reason Atlanta lost the Super Bowl last year is because they're shitty defense. How you give up a 21-point lead. Yeah. It happens all the time, especially against that Seahawks game as well, right?
Oh, one sec. CNP games. I didn't know you were English, man. Sorry about that.
Is he here?
Well, he's watching.
Oh, he says soccer or what?
He says, as an English guy, this is hilariously confusing.
So we should. Well, it says NFL.
Yeah. I didn't put football at the beginning, so. Okay, so but yeah, with all the other stuff. And what about the second round? What do you think? What do you feel that Atlanta's going to pick this, like just for the next couple of rounds?
How Atlanta's going to pick? I have to be honest with you. I wouldn't pick anybody. There's a reason for that. Atlanta needs positions in the offensive guard position. They need another defensive end, a middle linebacker, outside linebacker. Everything else right now is set. Okay, maybe even a running back.
Well, Atlanta is going to be number 28.
Mm-hmm. And they don't have a third. They might have a... No, I don't think they have a third at all because they traded for that one... they traded up 8 spots.
Yeah, that's a bad thing. When like, it is good to have some first-round picks, but if that's all you're trying to go for, it can kind of screw you over. In just my opinion, I'd say unless you really need a player. Like I remember, like last year, who did Indianapolis use to get that first-round pick?
No, they just sucked enough to get the first-round pick.
They just had it?
You're thinking of the Redskins. Trading with the Rams.
Yeah, to get RG3.
They traded, what, 3 first? I want to say something about that, though. Atlanta is notorious for, if there's somebody out there they want, they don't give a shit what they give up. And, you know, a lot of people shit on them about it, but look what happened. His name is Julio Jones.
Yeah. And what I'd rather see with some of these things, like, I probably would rather see, like, instead of, like, just the drafted players doing great, I'd rather see an undrafted player come in and show them up.
Of course, the underdog, yeah.
Yeah, because I've seen that happen. It's like, yeah, it's like you can't draft him, and you draft this shit.
Yeah, but it's so rare.
Yeah.
And that's why it is exciting. You know, no one gets excited for Andrew Luck to do good because everybody expected it. But when you have Russell Wilson doing good, it's amazing. No one expected that.
I kind of felt like, though, with Andrew Luck, I'm trying to think. He didn't live up to expectations.
Really? No.
Well, in my opinion, how Peyton Manning, just because like I'm a huge Manning fan, is I felt that he hasn't really claimed the shoes yet. With Manning going to the Broncos, I feel that Manning pretty much just flipped the bird at Tebow, saying, "You got your team here. I've made him look even better."
Well, Tebow won a playoff game. Manning didn't.
Well, Manning didn't have to get into the wild card. Manning got, what were they? Where were they in the division for the conference?
But they still lost.
Well, I still say that loss, though, in my opinion, was, I don't know what to call it, just a weird game. What was it, double overtime?
And what?
Or near the end of overtime for the Ravens and the Broncos in the playoffs, don't you remember?
Yeah, was it double? Yeah, I think it was double overtime.
Something like that. And it's stuff like that. Now that makes a game that sells tickets and etc. And it's like, I feel that
we shouldn't compare fucking Tebow to anybody. Tebow's not even.
I know. I'm just saying, I feel like when you compare stuff like Manning to his old days, like just comparing Adrian Peterson compared to what he is now, I say AP's even better. Coming off the injury just made him seem like he's getting himself back into the game.
Peterson's a fucking freak. That's impossible. That is impossible. It defies nature.
And it's funny. Yeah, you've played Madden. Yeah, I'm not even going to ask that. And Barry Sanders winning. I laughed at all the people. I looked at comments and said, "Oh, at least Adrian Peterson won't get that Madden curse now."
The Madden curse was killed when Calvin Johnson got it.
Well, Calvin Johnson did get hurt. Not in the way you would think, though.
He still had an amazing season. But we got to get back to this Andrew Luck thing. You said you're disappointed and think he didn't do as good? I got to say this. How many wins did Peyton Manning have? 3 wins. Okay? The Colts went from first pick overall to playoffs.
That's good. I know. I'm just saying, like, in my opinion, when I looked at someone like Russell Wilson at the beginning of the year, I wasn't really thinking much about him. Mm-hmm. And that game with Russell Wilson, the Green Bay Packers, with that ending and that bullshit,
the catch reception.
I really felt that because how Golden Tate was acting and how Russell Wilson was acting, they were acting too damn cocky. But I felt like after, even though they went to the playoffs, in my opinion, on bullshit, I felt that Wilson was able to guide his team far enough to get where he was for himself as a rookie, and not being as anticipated as much as RG3 and Andrew Luck and his team beating RG3 and come back behind. And was that the wild card game? I'm trying to remember.
Yeah.
And they played Atlanta.
Yeah. The Seahawks. Let's not get crazy here. If RG3 wouldn't have got hurt, the Redskins would have been facing.
I know. Yeah, RG3 really good. It's just I feel that injury is gonna mark something in him. Just I don't feel that he's gonna be like he's gonna still be good, but I don't feel like you're probably gonna see him running as fast or ambitious as he was in the first season.
RG3 problem is the first time he got hurt was actually against the Falcons, where he tried to scramble out of bounds and got nailed by Sean Weatherspoon. The second time, who was he playing that he got hurt on? It was what, not the Cowboys. Anyway, there was a discussion about whether they should take him out, and they didn't, right? Which actually hurt them coming into the week through the wild card. To me, RG3 is the real deal.
Yeah, he is. He's really good. He's fast. He makes Vic. He's a step up to Vic. And like the year before, when I looked at what was his name, Cam Newton, I thought to myself a good quarterback. But then after, when you see how he acts, I just thought he's not mature enough to be at his position. And then like someone like RG3 able to control his own team and guide them to a playoff spot, that's enough to show that he's good, even though he's a rookie.
Yeah, when it comes to Cam Newton, I have bias. Obviously, I'm a Falcon, so I hate the Panthers. I don't consider Cam Newton an amazing quarterback. Yes, his first 2 games he threw for 400 yards, but how many wins has he had in 2 seasons? What is it, 10? 10 wins in 2 seasons?
Not that much, yeah.
Yeah. And then you look at somebody like Russell Wilson, who takes them to the playoffs, or, for instance, Andrew Luck. Cam Newton is good, but...
Okay, one second. I want to CNP games before it says, I'm just being confused. And it took me like 1 to 2 minutes to work out what NFL is. Then he says, what do you guys think about training room troubles for the Tide? What?
Like the Crimson Tide? Or is he thinking college?
I don't know.
I can't speak on college too much.
That's all he said. I don't do too much college football. It's just not too fond of it. It's like... It's weird because, like, in my opinion, having all these different championships in college, I don't really feel like I could classify one as the best.
Well, you mean like all the bowls?
Yeah, too many.
Well, they do have a playoff system this year.
Oh, yeah.
Which is something to look at. But I understand exactly what you're saying. It's like basketball with me. I don't give a fuck about 64 teams and playing basketball. I just don't care.
Too many.
Tell me when 16 of them are left.
What would you say if they added a few more teams to the NFL?
It's going to be hard. They'd have to add 8. They'd have to...
All the divisions, yeah.
Yeah, they'd have to add 1 in all the divisions. Now, if they're going to add 2, I mean, that's just 2, I assume, AFC and NFC. What I would do, I would love the expansion of the NFL. I would also love for more games during the year.
Yeah, I know. Like, they always were talking about the stuff with expansions, like, what they've come before from the original to now. There's been a lot. So you just think now with, was it 18 weeks but 17 games? Or is it 17 weeks? No, 17 weeks, 16 games.
17 weeks, 16 games. Yeah. To me, it's all confusing. I wish they'd add 1 more regular season game and 1 more playoff game. And like you're saying, there used to be, 16 games? I mean, 16 weeks or 14 weeks?
Yeah.
It was shorter.
Recently, before.
Right, it was shorter then. All they would have to do is add 1 more week, which I'm sure they'd be fine because they get more money out of it, and 2, get rid of the 4th preseason game. No one cares about preseason. You don't need 4 of them, especially on the 4th preseason game. Your starters don't even play, right? So it doesn't even matter. They're ready. So you can't say from the standpoint if they need that extra week because they don't even play the 4th week, and if they do, it's a series.
Like, I'm just hoping there's never another lockout.
There won't be for, what is it? What was that deal, 7 or 10 years?
Don't remember. Because, like, with all this crap, with all these lockouts, it's just retarded. Like, I got mad at the NHL, and then it took forever for that to come back, and I was like, And I just stopped giving a crap.
Speaking on that 16-week season, there's one particular reason I would rather see one more regular season, or one regular season game. There's 16 weeks in the NFL, games-wise, right? There's 17 actual weeks you get to buy. With 16 weeks, you only end at 8-8. You know what I mean? That's middle of the road. That's not a losing season or a winning season. I would like to see them go one more so people could actually have a winning season.
Haven't teams made it with a losing season to the playoffs? Wasn't there?
Seahawks did it that
was
one
it
year?
the Seahawks? And was that the year that they beat? I still remember that game.
The Marshawn Lynch run? That was...
running down, blocking all these damn fucking Saints. Oh my God!
I think it was 9 people he made had missed tackles against. 9
yeah,
people
pretty much.
tackles.
Yeah, and it was like at the point they already had. I felt that they had the win, or almost pretty much had it clinched, and then right there, that's just icing on the cake, finishing it off.
Yeah. Getting back to the whole
NFL draft.
I think it'd be good to go down by each pick first and see how we feel about each one. We can do something really quick. Like, for instance, we'll just start with Eric Fisher, Kansas City.
Okay.
Well, they're looking to trade Brandon Albert, right? So they have a tackle. They're going to trade him. They get a tackle. Now they can trade him, period, right? So it's a win-win. They get a better tackle and then can get a draft pick by trading. Good move.
Yep.
Right. Okay.
Smart.
Now let's move on to Jacksonville. Blaine Gabbert, that's the guy I was looking for before. I didn't have to look that up. That came off the dome. Blaine Gabbert was running for his life all the time. They got a tackle in Luke Jokel. Now they can actually see if given time can bring Brandon. Oh my God! See, I forgot his name already. Blaine Gabbert. Yeah, Blaine Gabbert can actually get things done, especially with the wide receiver they got last year and Blackman. What do you feel about Jacksonville?
I feel that Jacksonville, my opinion with them was before when Peyton Manning was up, I felt that was the last good year that they had. Well, they had Garrard at the time, I believe, and I don't feel that Gabbert is a decent enough quarterback to bring their team back.
Well, when he was drafted, Mayock said that he had the highest potential out of everybody in that draft.
I just don't see it right now, anyways.
Well, can we say getting a tackle to protect him is a decent move?
Yeah. The stronger and more aware the tackle is and younger, the more helpful you can actually have. I've seen stuff like with the tackles for actually helping the running backs.
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah, especially if they actually sign Maurice Jones-Drew, their best player. That's so stupid. Give your best player some money. Doesn't matter if it's $100 million. Give them $5 million a year. Bring them back. You know what happens when you do that? You don't get the second overall pick.
Yeah.
And he has to stay healthy, of course. Now, moving on to the third pick, where Oakland traded out to Miami. Oakland traded out of a pick and didn't pick a 5th-round pick as their first-round pick. Success.
Oakland.
They've been a joke, right? The best thing.
They're a good team. They're fast.
No,
but
they're not. They are not a good team.
They're fast. That's what Oakland's all about, the speed. And it's like, when I saw they got Palmer before, I was like, you joking? And
2 firsts.
No.
2 first-round picks for Carson Palmer, right? Where is he 2 years later?
Laughing. I can't stop laughing.
But they traded out. And actually, we will hit on this later, but they've got a decent player.
Yeah.
So, Miami got Deion Jordan, outside linebacker. Miami spending all this money thinking they're going to do something. Miami, you're Miami. That's all I have to say. I have no faith in you. I don't. I'm sorry. Buying the Steelers wide receiver, what's his name?
Oh, fuck you, Miami.
Mike Wallace.
Yeah, fucking hell. I don't know why the Pittsburgh couldn't just freaking give him I think
$100 million?
Yeah, what? Sorry, I was trying to finish.
Or was it 60?
I was just saying, well, Wallace, I feel, is a little greedy little bitch. But it's like, he feels that he deserves more money, so bye-bye.
Yeah, I don't remember the last time the Steelers had a first-round pick. I think as a wide receiver, I could be wrong, but when was the last time that happened?
For wide receiver?
Yeah. Been a long time, hasn't it? So they've been able to make it because I think he was a second-round
I
pick.
know one of their running backs wasn't Rashad Mendenhall.
What I'm saying is the first-round pick as a wide receiver. They've never had one.
Yeah,
They've done it with second, third, and fourth guys. They can do it again.
Oh yeah, no doubt.
So
All the stuff. Well, I'm looking to Pittsburgh to only with the cornerback they got, it's linebacker, to also probably pick up by. Oh, okay.
We'll get to that. That's 20 picks from now.
Number 4, Eagles. No. Lane Johnson, offensive tackle.
The Eagles, they needed offensive line help more than anything else. They're good at wide receivers, good at running back. They're okay at quarterback if they can keep them healthy.
They broke down too fast, and that's what I feel that Vic was just suffering.
Yeah, you can't expect your quarterback to have any success when he's laying on the ground. Mm-hmm. Michael Vick is fast. He's also, what, 30-something?
Yeah, he's old man.
And he's made of plastic. Literally, the military had to make him a special thing to put on his ribs so that he wouldn't die. It's just, protect your guy. Protect him and see what happens. Their defense isn't crazy bad. I mean, they've got good players. You know, they got rid of Nnamdi Asomugha, but they just need to protect their quarterback. And, of course, he fumbles when he's getting hit every time he drops.
I feel like skipping for some of these tackles and ends and going to the number 8 pick.
You don't like defensive ends or tackles?
Well, it was just too common earlier in the rounds. And let's just talk about it. Number 8 pick, Tavon Austin for the Rams. Rams switching with the Bills.
Yeah.
Hold on.
Let's hit on Arizona number 7 going for a guard.
Yeah, I was gonna say that too.
In my, I'm not in the NFL. I'm not a professional, but picking the 7th pick for a guard is way too high.
Well, maybe get their hopes up.
They needed it. Yeah, but you don't pick a guard as your 7th round pick. I mean, your 1st round pick and 7th overall. You pick him in the 2nd and 3rd. Who would I think they should have picked?
Yeah.
Well, their defense is outstanding. They needed a quarterback. Who do they have now?
Did they get rid of Cobb?
Yeah, they got rid of Cobb. Cobb went to the Bills, actually. They got somebody, and I think it might have been like not the Chiefs. Was it the Chiefs? No, they got Carson Palmer.
Oh.
Yeah. Everything, guys, I know you're watching this and you're kind of like, God, you guys suck. We are not ESPN. We are just random fans who pull all this from the top of their head.
Okay, CMP wants to know, what do you guys think of soccer? Or as it's really called, football. It's called football, not foot.
Any game that ends in 0-0 is not something I want to watch. Now,
football, NFL football, can actually end 0-0, except in a playoff game.
In regular season, but not in the Olympics.
You ever seen that happen?
In the Olympics. What am I talking about? In the, oh my God, World Cup. I was talking about Olympics today and how perverts watch the Olympics.
What? The summer?
Well, I'm one of the perverts. All the gymnastic girls, but then I got to keep telling myself, like I said this earlier, like I got to keep telling myself none of them are 18, so it's kind of...
Don't you have a wife?
I can still look at the Olympics. It has nothing to do with anything. But
yeah, creepy.
On the Tavon Austin, St. Louis Rams needed a wide receiver, okay? They had a wide receiver and decided to let him go to the Patriots.
Do they still have, what's his name? Which wide receiver did they go to the Patriots?
Huh?
Which wide receiver went to the Patriots?
Danny Amendola.
Oh.
Now, Danny Amendola, we've all seen Hard Knocks from the Cowboys.
That's like a nut in the
Cowboys, so he got nothing for him.
Well, I felt Amendola was pretty damn good. I just think that's like a shot in the nutsack.
He's not anything. He's not a Calvin Johnson. He's not an Andre Johnson. To me, those are the top 2 wide receivers. But he is very goddamn good.
What about Fitzgerald?
Larry's got to catch some balls first, man. Nobody's throwing to him, so you can't call him a top wide receiver if he's not getting the ball.
Well, it's like the last time I felt that he actually had anything to hope for was with Kurt Warner.
Right.
And that's just because you have a
And
good
how long ago
quarterback.
was that?
Pittsburgh Super Bowl?
Right, 4 years ago.
Yeah.
If not longer.
Long time now. Wow.
So he's been irrelevant for 4 years.
Yeah.
And not irrelevant. I'm not saying irrelevant because he's not good. I'm saying irrelevant because nobody's helping that guy out. The Arizona Cardinals needed to release Larry Fitzgerald just to give the guy into the Hall of Fame. You know what I mean? You're killing his career.
Gotcha.
NFL players don't last long.
Yeah, I know.
But with Tavon Austin, the Rams needed a wide receiver. They got one.
And it's good enough for them. It's good enough to make them happy.
Yeah, he was the best wide receiver. They went and got him. That's how you do it.
Can you explain, CMP wants to know, can you explain what this whole pick thing is?
Pick is all the college players, or the college players who play college ball, college football. They need 3 years at least in order to be drafted. Now these 3 years, after 3 years, they can be eligible for the pros. Well, some of them 3 years are up, some of them decide to stay for 4. Now is the time that they get drafted.
Yeah, wasn't it like last or the year before or whatever it was? They kind of wanted Luck, but Luck wanted to stay for another year in college and stuff like that.
Yep, and I think that's the best thing.
Jeez, I'm looking for actually specialties. Okay, we got 2 cornerbacks.
No.
One for the I don't want to talk about any offensive tackles of defensive.
We have to
ends.
talk about the Carolina Panthers with Star Lutulele,
Where's Panthers at?
a 14th pick.
Okay.
Do you have anything before that?
Oh, I was just gonna talk about. No, I already talked about him. No, actually, that's good.
Okay, that guy, I'm surprised he made it to 14. That guy's a monster, and now he plays for Carolina, and now the Falcons have to go against him twice a year. You've got Greg Hardy. You've got, what's his face on the other side? Johnson, is that his name? My God, you should pull up rosters of every.
Yeah, I've got it up right now. It's like I'm a little out of it. It's like 4:46 a.m.
Yeah.
Let's see. Yeah, he went up. In front of him was Sheldon Richardson. Behind him, Kenny Vaccaro.
I'm just trying to think of that defensive end. Can't think of it.
That went before him or after him?
No, that just plays on the Carolina Panthers now.
Oh, that plays with the
the left defensive end.
I don't know. I don't pay attention to Panthers.
Panthers needed a defensive tackle, somebody that could hit Steven Jackson in the mouth because that's what Atlanta's going to bring to him. They got that.
Yep.
Good pick. The Saints getting that safety. They need him. Julio Jones can be all up in their face. It's a passing game in the NFC South. That's what's going to happen. It's going to be so much fun.
The Bills, EJ Manuel.
Now, we talked about this a little bit.
Yeah, I know.
High upside.
But
very high upside.
He said they got Kolb, so why go with a freaking first-round shitty-ass quarterback?
Well, we don't know if he's going to be a shitty quarterback. That's the thing. Nobody knows. If he was eligible for the draft, that means he was a decent player in the NFL. Can he hold up? Who knows?
NCAA.
Look at this. Look at Jamarcus Russell, first overall pick. Okay, look at Brady Quinn. You know what I mean? Look at Vince Young. All those players are supposed to be great. They weren't. Look at Russell Wilson.
Yeah, he's the most underestimated quarterback, in my opinion, from the last couple of years. And to make a performance like that, yeah.
Yeah. But you got to give all of these, everybody we talk about, RG3, Andrew Luck, Russell Wilson, everybody that gets drafted needs more than 1 year to prove it. The NFL changes. What worked last year will not work this year.
It's like when I'm playing a game, man, what worked last year ain't working this year.
Right.
That shit's all fucked up.
That's what you have to love about NFL. Put some film out there, it's going to stop. Look at the Wildcat.
Yeah, I don't know. It's like more than like I think with Cam Newton, I saw a little more Wildcat with that area, but then like this year, I saw way more read option, and that
Yeah.
was because of damn freaking Kaepernick when they put him in, and then you had like all the other guys, and that's all I saw was read option.
Well, that's the thing with Kaepernick in particular. He wasn't the first person to do the read option.
I know.
You know what I mean? But he was the first person to make it look good. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
especially that game against the Packers. That was embarrassing to watch. So sad.
But once again,
That
more than 1
bullshit
year.
game against Atlanta
Which one?
playoffs.
How's that bullshit?
Calls not called on the 49ers.
Against us?
Yeah.
Oh, you're saying we should have went to the Super Bowl?
I don't know if calls were actually called properly in the NFL. You never know what might happen. We might have seen the freaking what's their names, the Buffalo Bills in the Super Bowl.
Listen, I would love to complain about the 49ers holding Roddy White, in particular Navarro Bowman.
Yeah,
That's not
no.
my style. You know
So
what I mean?
let's go. 49ers actually picking up a free safety.
Hold on, let me say this though. The 49ers like to bitch about a holding call against the Ravens. But what happened the week before that? That's called fucking
Yeah, I know.
karma, 49ers.
It's like what I said in the stuff, like when I made a video about it. I said I'm not hating on any teams, but I'm like I said before, yeah, with all this stuff like this and all the bullshit calls in the NFL during the season, you never know what might have actually played out.
Yeah. Well, I doubt the Bills would have been there.
I know it's just, but the Bills probably would have lost again. Well, they had like quite a few Super Bowls in a row they lost, nonstop.
Yeah.
That's really sad though.
It happens. I know for a fact because I'm a Falcon fan. We won our first playoff game this year. Our team can go.
That was good though, especially like Falcons are. I don't know if I can say they are underestimated because they're, I think in a way overestimated. People have high hopes for them because they have a lot of really good players, and
that's the thing. They don't. They have name their good players.
Ronnie White,
and
Julio Jones,
and
Matt Ryan.
Right. So you've named quarterback and 2 wide receivers.
Who's their halfback?
Michael Turner,
Okay.
who sucked major donkey dick.
He was good
Past few
before.
years, that's why they released him.
I know he was good before that though.
Yeah, but he's not
Yeah.
anymore. Can you name one player on the defense?
I don't know their defense.
Right.
I pay more attention to offenses teams.
But here's the thing about the Falcons and how they get hated on a lot. The number 1 in the NFL sack leader is John Abraham. Okay, he was on our team. Asante Samuel, you know who that is, right?
Yeah, I know who Asante Samuel is.
He's a Falcon.
Yeah.
Do you know Dante Robinson
Sounds familiar.
from the Texans? Falcons. He's not anymore, but he used to be.
You know who J.J. Swat is?
Yes, but you mean J.J. Watt?
Yeah.
Defensive. He was the defensive end. They moved him to tackle, and he still fucking murdered the NFL.
Yeah, he was good.
How does that happen? How does he murder the NFL that quickly?
I don't know.
He murdered the NFL. There's no bullshit about it. He put the fucking thing on his back, dude. All these defensive ends now tackles. What was he, a 2-star recruit?
Yeah, he did really good. When I saw shit like that, man, I like seeing that ambition.
Yeah, especially with that. This is a good thing to bring up because the number 1 pick wasn't even ranked as coming into college. A 0-star recruit, number 1 pick, Central Michigan. That's called getting shit done.
Yeah.
So, should we move on to Eric Reed, or should we hit on Steelers?
I said I can go with Steelers. The only reason why I'm glad they picked him up was just to, I don't know. I missed on Harrison already. He's a good player, one of my favorite players of all times for the team.
Listen.
And you're never going to get that 100 interception return again.
Right. You know what I mean? Harrison won the Defensive Player MVP, right?
Yeah.
Most valuable player.
Same with
Anybody that has won that award is an amazing fucking player.
Yeah.
Jarvis Jones does not need to be that, though.
Yeah, no. I feel like again, like I said before, like some of these players coming in to fill the shoes are kind of gonna get overlooked, or they're as a point where they're gonna probably think oh, you should be doing more than what you're doing if they're not doing much.
Right. And that's bullshit. You know what I mean?
It's like let's say Komodo's young, he has a big sister. They're like, oh, or a big brother. Let's go with that. Say, oh, your brother's exceeding well in this. You should be doing even better.
Yeah. But that's competition. You know what I mean? When
Yeah,
it
pretty
comes to
much.
filling a star's role, you can't really put it on the guy before him or the guy that comes after him.
It was like no one's gonna replace Michael Jackson.
Right. Maybe JT.
Maybe
That's just my opinion.
Osiris.
Yeah, fuck Osiris.
It's just I don't even know
But,
what he's doing.
all right.
Let's see.
Here's the
Oh,
thing
yeah.
with the Steelers, though. I still can't get over it. I don't. I'm from Baltimore, Maryland, right? So you
Yeah,
understand I hate the Steelers. It is in my blood.
sure.
I naturally can't stand them. Now, I don't pay attention that much to them, but they need what? A running back? Because they've got rid of what's it called? What's his face? Mendenhall.
Well, last year they got near the end of the year they got rid of Rainey, who was actually really fast and decent. Could have been molded, but then they got rid of Mendenhall, and so with Mendenhall, I felt that Mendenhall was good, but Mendenhall still was kind of a liability on their strings.
To me, Mendenhall was just another guy. As you see by when he got hurt,
Yeah,
then those
bitch.
other guys just filled right in his spot. No one even
Yeah,
knew.
bitch was no Willie Parker.
Willie
And
Parker wasn't even Willie
in
Parker.
my opinion, one of Steelers' best halfbacks within the last couple of years is Redmond, who actually first came in with the
Isaac.
preseason. Yeah, Isaac Redmond. He came in like trying to try out and didn't really make it, and then next year coming back and actually making the team and doing really good. And it shows that even like with Dwyer, has a feeling that most people are like, it makes him feel like he's like almost like the bus. And again, another star you're not gonna fill out a role of.
You say that until you get like a fucking
I know. I'm gonna
a
say it
Patriot.
until like
No, you're gonna say that until I'm pretty sure the Steelers are gonna draft a running back. You'll say that and see what will happen when they get like a Eddie Lacy or something.
what annoys me with the Steelers is I think like they picked up William Gay, didn't they?
Back up, yeah. Then they give them to the Cardinals, and then just that's what they do. That's their
Yeah,
thing.
it's like that was like what happened with Burris. You give him up, and then it's like, oh, we want you back. It's like because just you need to fill out the spot. You're gonna put me there. You don't think I'm worth just a little more than a spot? Oh, I'll take it. It's money.
Well, the Steelers are really good at building through the draft.
Yeah.
There's a Steeler. It's just like the Ravens. To me, they're the same team. They are really good at building through the draft and building a sort of mentality, a
Ravens
Steeler
suck
mentality.
dick.
You say that, but who won the Super Bowl?
Ravens
Who went 8 and
suck
8?
dick.
I know, but you say that. But
Ravens suck dick.
now I know that's hard to say that the Ravens are good, but the Ravens are
I know. I gave him credit for winning. I wouldn't just fucking bash on somebody who's not giving credit.
right. But on Jarvis Jones, to make a long story short, it fills a need. I don't think it was the biggest need. I think I honestly, like I said, I don't watch too much of the Steelers because I only like it when they lose. But I would assume that they need
Oh
offensive line help.
yeah. Oh yeah. Like they got rid of Willie Colon, so it's like with a lot of players, like their offense. The reason why they fucked up a lot of games how they did is because the offensive line gets hurt way too easily,
Right.
and they were running for the stuff where they had players and the backups were getting hurt, and you had to put like in a tight end in the position where they have to act like a guard, and it's just they don't work as well. And yeah, well, I'm actually starting to get tired, so let's just run for the. Do you mind just running for the last list of players, saying yes or no in a good way?
I'll say a quick thing on them, but okay.
Okay.
Eric Reed, just talk about jumping all the way up from 31 to 18, got a safety from Dallas. Dallas needed that. I don't know why they picked it up. They traded that pick. They needed Eric Reed, and they didn't want him, so that's stupid. Offensive tackle, Justin Pugh for the Giants. Whatever. It's whatever. Kyle Long, product of his father. Chicago needed offensive help. Tyler Eifert is something we should talk about for real.
They still have Jay Cutler, right?
Who? Chicago?
Yeah.
Yes.
The movie star. That's everyone feels like that. It's just even like the announcers just like movie star, and it's I don't know. It's just if you're thinking about someone too much or whatever. But
Here's a little hint for Jay Cutler: if you have diabetes, don't kill yourself by being an alcoholic. Use your head.
Yeah.
Okay.
Tyler
Eifert from Cincinnati. They have Brandon Pettigrew. What the hell was that about? That was a surprise.
I didn't think I'd see a tight end drafted in the first round.
I thought he would go. I just, like you said, I thought it could go either way. He'd go early second or late first, not 21st. Especially not the Cincinnati Bengals. Desmond Trufant, Falcons, fits a need. We got rid of Dante Robinson. Very good corner. Runs a 4.38. He's almost 6 feet tall. Very good. Sharif Floyd, we talked about.
Are all these guys 6 feet?
What? The corners? Not all of them.
No, everyone drafted. Nope. Last guy's not. Okay. So we got, Sheriff Floyd, Falcon. Vikings. Oh, damn it.
Yeah, we talked about him. Defensive tackle supposed to go early. Jean Warner. Started playing football at 16.
Kept at it. That's a good thing.
Maybe he's one of those guys. Well, we'll see. You know what I mean?
Xavier Rhodes.
Oh, the cornerback?
Yep.
He was supposed to. He's top 3, top 4 cornerback. Minnesota needed one. They got rid of their starting corner this year because he was old. They need cornerback out. Good pick. Green Bay, defensive end.
Yeah. Dayton Jones.
They needed help on defense. They have the offense to go to the Super Bowl. They need the defense to win.
Well, I thought their defense was. I said they're good.
No,
they're just. I felt that they're slipping.
They're not good.
They have potential.
The Packers have never been synonymous with good defense.
Okay. Sylvester Williams, Broncos.
We have to hit on wide receiver from Houston, DeAndre Hopkins.
My bad.
Alongside of Andre Johnson, a big guy, right? So
I feel that the guy's going to get a little bit where he's not going to see as much action right away.
It could be the very opposite. No one's going to double team DeAndre Hopkins and leave Andre Johnson alone. Everybody's going to double team Johnson.
It's that thing where you want it's like everyone go after Calvin Johnson. We cannot let this little boy catch. And it's you see the other little guy running saying, "Give me the ball, give me the ball." You're running for a touchdown.
Right. That's exactly how it works.
Underestimated too much.
Denver, Sylvester Williams, defensive tackle.
I thought that was good.
Yeah, they need help on defense. You can't really hate on it.
You get Peyton Manning more time, man. That's more touchdowns.
Yeah. You don't let the other team score as many times as you win. That's the name of the game.
Cordell Patterson,
Minnesota. They traded up to get to New England.
I thought it's good for
Percy Harvin.
Oh, they did get rid of him.
Percy Harvin, yeah, he's a Seahawk. They needed a wide receiver out.
Didn't Vikings once have Sidney Rice?
Yeah, with Brett Favre.
And so it was both Sidney Rice and Percy Harvin going to the Seahawks. Interesting.
Weird, ain't it?
Yeah, it is weird.
Both guys Brett Favre threw to now.
Yeah. Alec
Ogletree. Yes, very surprised with the St. Louis Rams. This is the pick that they got from trading with Atlanta. Myself personally, I wanted Ogletree. I didn't think it would last this long. Very good. He may even be better than Jones. That was the 2 people they compared him to, Travis Jones and Ogletree.
Yeah,
Jones has the flash year.
Here we have the only center, Travis Frederick.
Oh no, moving on for Ogletree?
Yeah,
oh
fuck
God,
Ogletree.
You're killing me, Steele. Let me just say this.
Okay.
The thing about Jones is he's the more flashier player. Could have an outstanding first 5 years, but then could fall off. The thing about Ogletree is he could have a decent first year and then have a better overall
Keep it going.
career. What?
I said keep it going.
Who said that?
No, I just. Yeah, that was by accident.
Yeah, we were offline for that a little bit.
Yeah, I went to hit the thing and I hit the wrong button.
Well, when we last left off, we were talking about Travis Frederick, the center that went to Dallas.
Yeah.
Dallas needed, this is what they needed. They needed somebody to protect Romo, and they needed somebody on defense in a second or safety area, right?
How about no Romo, new quarterback, Steelers happy.
Well, that's if you're a Steelers fan.
Exactly.
The Dallas Cowboys needed somebody to protect Romo. I think a center was a little high for number 31, but that's just me. I have the feeling that linemen can go right later.
I think centers are good, but it's like I probably would have gone if. How good is their offensive line?
The Cowboys?
Yeah.
It's not that great. It's like the Steelers. I compare the two.
I probably would have gone for a tackle. But no, when Steelers are healthy, Steelers have a perfect guard. Like perfect guards and tackles. Like when they're perfectly healthy, they're all fine.
You see like, that, but then tell me how many times Roethlisberger's been hit.
Well, that's like because in my opinion, they're prone to injury, and that's just a bad thing. And
that doesn't mean a good line. That's a bad line if you can't stay healthy.
And what kind of annoys me to Pittsburgh is just like there's so many times where they just keep picking up so many different tackles.
Yeah.
At the time, I know it was like the time I remember looking at the roster, I'm like, wait, they have 4 quarterbacks and 4 freaking running backs at the same time.
Yeah, that's what happens when nobody protects the quarterbacks. See Michael Vick. Well, last pick. The Super Bowl champions, your favorite team in the world, Baltimore Ravens, my hometown. Here's the deal.
How dare you say that?
Baltimore lost Ed Reed. Obviously, they needed a safety.
They did? They did lose him?
Yeah, Ed Reed's a Texan.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that. I didn't hear that yet.
Yeah. They needed a safety. They got it. You know what else they need? A wide receiver.
Yeah. I would have never thought Ed Reed would leave Baltimore. I thought he would always be the last one on that team to leave.
Baltimore's synonymous with when you say Baltimore, you say now you say Ray Rice, but when you say Baltimore, you say Ed Reed and Ray Lewis.
Yeah, pretty much. They're like the scream and shout.
Right.
You
don't get rid of the guy who made your franchise. They weren't, well, obviously when they started, they weren't shit because Ray Lewis's draft was the year Baltimore started. But you don't do that to a guy who's brought you where you are now.
Yeah, I understand. Pretty much, yeah. It's crazy.
But that's what happens when you when you pay a shitty quarterback a lot of money. You don't have enough.
It's like, or you wanted to make a stand for your team, and now you're just losing all your good players.
Yeah, that's what happens when you're not good and you think you're amazing and you get greedy.
Yeah.
We'll see, though.
Man, I'm glad Pittsburgh still has Polamalu.
Yeah. But for how long?
Probably 1 or 2 years.
He's always hurt, too.
Yeah, I'm hoping, man. Boy,
or the
like
last
he
one.
is like, in my opinion, I'd probably rank him higher than Ed Reed, just for the style of interceptions he's able to make.
Ugh, I couldn't say that.
Style of interceptions.
Well, I see
Don't you remember?
Palomalu crazy, like what Palomalu brings you. Yeah, he has the one-handed catches, but Ed Reed,
No, no, I mean like
walk-off
that shit.
crazy.
Like, you remember that game back with the Chargers in Pittsburgh, and the thing in like Palomalo, like the finger on the off the fingertip.
You know what I see Palomalu as? The guy that walks up to the line of scrimmage and gets a sack before the ball's handed off to the running back.
Yeah,
Or
and also like yeah, a lot of
safety.
people when they look at Palomalo, they remember that game. You remember with the Titans? They're at the 1 yard line. He did a Superman jump, read the snap. Really, like doing something like that is just shows some serious skill for the position you're playing.
To me, those are the best safeties in the game.
Oh yeah, I know, and that's what most people are gonna say.
Yeah.
Going back and forth, it all depends on if you're a fan of one or the other, if you're gonna pick one or the other. But yeah, going back and forth. But it's kind of sad to say about Ed Reed, and that's just they become a family down there in Baltimore, obviously.
Well, before we end this, I assume that's what you want to do. I want to say this. Two players to look forward to tomorrow to see where they get drafted is Geno Smith and Manti Te'o. Both first-round picks that dropped. Manti Te'o because of his invisible girlfriend, but
Invisible girlfriend, what?
you don't know about Manti Te'o?
No,
You should Google it.
no,
Anybody that doesn't,
just tell me.
I can't.
Just tell me.
The reason I can't is because it's way too goddamn confusing. Manti Te'o had a girlfriend. She died, but she didn't die. She didn't really exist, but she did exist. But he never met her. Dated her for 4 years. Talked to her every night. Never met her. She died. Didn't die. Didn't exist. Did exist. That's why I can't explain it. It's
So technically,
good.
she's not even real
But she is real.
in his head.
No, she is literally real.
And
But it
she's
was
alive.
a joke.
Wait, it's a joke to him or it's a joke to other people?
Everyone. That's what I'm saying. You have to, if you want to hear something crazy, it's about catfishing, whatever the hell that means. It's like a movie was made about it. He thought he was dating somebody. He found out she died.
One of
She
the
didn't
enduring
die. It was a
serums,
practical joke.
Teo's strong play following the death of his grandmother and girlfriend, as well as his emergency. The sports blog that's been revealed that the existence and death of his girlfriend had been fake. An acquaintance of Teo's confessed to orchestrating a hoax that lured Teo into an online relationship with a non-existent woman.
But like once again, she did exist. He wasn't talking to himself. But
Yeah,
she
so
pretended
he
to
was
be someone
technically
else.
he was technically talking to someone that was faking to be a person and then faked to die.
Who they were together with for what, 4 years?
That's stupid. I say anything like online relationships are just that's like
How is
yeah,
that
it's
the
like
crazy? How do you find that's the crazy part?
no, it's just oh no, I understand it. It's just pretty much so he thought it was actually real because he thought he was actually talking to a real girl.
Yeah.
But in truth, dude, you're probably talking to some guy.
No, he was talking to a girl.
Oh, it was a girl actually. Am I
Yeah,
doing it?
and he got pictures
Okay.
and all that good stuff.
So then, yeah, they just faked it and made him believe in something. But who the fuck would do that to him?
Exactly.
That's my question.
And who was dumb enough to not even see the girl? He never saw her one time.
He just thought he,
Right.
from all what he probably read, probably what he saw at the pictures.
Yeah, and went on all over ESPN that his girlfriend died, but she didn't exist. But she did exist.
Probably just made him look crazy.
It did. That's why he went from the probably top 15 pick to not even in the first round.
Yeah, still that girlfriend hoax. Also, that happened. Oh, that his girlfriend and grandma died on September 11th, 2012.
Yeah.
Wow, that's a terrible day. His grandma?
No, she didn't die. The girlfriend.
Oh, just a girlfriend.
That's the thing. It's so crazy that I couldn't explain it. And it's hard to explain it even now. Like, you're hearing it, yeah, but that's
I
not
can.
all the craziness that was.
I know. I understand what's going on. It's just in my opinion, it just sounds really fucking stupid.
People still
It's
think that he knew what was going on the whole time, just did it for ESPN to get noticed.
well, man, I've seen stuff like fake crap all the time, like even on YouTube, like people just like staging stuff to make it look like try to make it look like something like that.
But not for 4 years.
Well, yeah, I don't know who'd be that dedicated.
Yeah, or lonely. Anybody that's going
That's
into the NFL, I can assure you, has a couple of chicks on the side. This one didn't.
especially if
But
like you're Calvin Johnson, Adrian Peterson,
even if you're not, even if you're Brady Quinn or Jamarcus Russell,
and you're always gonna have Komodo on the side going, "Look at that chick."
going dogs. I'm not
Uh,
Osiris. I don't call it what he calls it.
oh, what do you say? What does Cyrus say?
This is a family room right now.
This is a family room. Is that
Wait,
what he
that's
says?
a cat. That's a cat. I thought that was a cat. We'll just say that.
Oh, you thought this was a cat?
No, I didn't. But in my head, that's how the plan worked. We've been
Ah, I
calling it
gotcha.
so
So yeah, with all the stuff and like the stuff, I think there's probably gonna be like a couple more shockers with the NFL draft for the rest of for this season.
Well, are we doing this again tomorrow?
It all depends, man. I need my sleep.
Well, if not, if we don't do it here, you can find this on my channel, Komodomojo. I should have put my name at the bottom, but I assume you'll put this in a link somewhere.
No, I obviously.
Okay. This is going to go on my channel too. You're cool with that?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Am I this person and this person? Two twins? Huh? Twins? No, it's a joke.
I don't get it.
No,
We'll move on, and I'll give you a little sympathetic laugh. Now we can.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm going to be doing this tomorrow. I might even do it Saturday all day too. That's something. That's a thought that you might want to do. Live draft. I don't know.
I know. I was thinking about that, like, because like I know my buddy was live streaming on Twitch when I was watching earlier.
Was he live streaming the draft?
No, because that
just
shit will
live
get you
streaming anything?
copyrighted. Just live streaming and talking.
Yeah, but about the draft.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Stuff like that's good. Like if you're live streaming, probably even if you're live stream on YouTube, that's probably fine. But
There's
it has a few hours, a couple hours though.
Yeah, it does. It is really nice to do something like that, especially when you can interact with fans, because it gets one more. You can do it the same thing. For instance, like watching a movie. The only problem is with the draft being 6, 7, 8 hours, a lot of dead time.
Yeah, too much. And then there's a lot of time where it's just they don't talk. There's a lot of time where it's just I don't know. It says pick is in, and then it's like, come on, just tell me what the pick is, and it's like 5 minutes, about 10 minutes later, finally you're telling me.
Well, real quick, how do you feel about that since they changed it to where they're only going to, because you used to show when they were on the phone, now they decided not to and only show what the, you'll only know who the pick is when the commissioner announces it.
I think that's
like it.
smart. Yeah,
I like it, yeah.
That's like, yeah, it makes it builds up the anticipation, and it makes like other teams like, oh, are they gonna pick this? Are they gonna pick this?
Yeah, and then they just look around the room for whoever has the phone.
Yeah.
I don't like that. I like knowing the commissioner, him saying who it is. It's
Oh yeah,
like
and then
you're
like he
there.
coming up to the announcement and then like saying, la la la, and yeah, with the jerseys, taking the pictures and all that stuff's pretty cool.
The first round pick is special. You know what I mean? Only
Yeah.
32 people get it.
You're number one.
Right. And after that, the second and third round, it really doesn't matter, because it's just going to blow by real fast. It's not going to have time to, and they're not even there to actually show the phone calls.
Well, yeah, that's like obvious. All like of all stuff. Like when I played like fantasy football, and even things like basically fantasy. I have my first round picks and even my second rounds. It's like I'd always like go for a quarterback first. Just I don't know, because in my opinion they got me a lot of points, and then a running back. And so like it's always what people do. And then like after that, once they have a couple other picks, they just sit back and let whatever happen.
You know what you just gave me an idea about?
What?
Subscriber Fantasy League.
Those never work.
Why?
Oh wait, I thought you were talking for Madden. My bad. No.
No, I mean just a real fantasy league and just your subscribers.
Oh, fantasy man. Oh my god, it's like Amendola really screwed me. It was the time I felt like not putting the player in because they didn't do good was the time the week that they actually did good. And so like I ended up coming in first place at the end of the season with my fantasy. But then I lost in week 1 of the playoffs because like all the players that were doing crappy before, and so I put them on the bench, right? They did stellar.
Well, that's always the case.
Yeah, I know.
I made it to the Super Bowl. I lost it, but I didn't think I'd get there in the first place.
Well, I was like, I lost like the first 2 in a row, and then I won like 6, 7 in a row. And I was like, damn. And I'm like, I know I had Tom Brady, I had Jamal Charles, Green, who I picked
AJ
off.
Green?
Yeah. Oh wait, no. Running back, Jets.
Oh, Sean Green.
Yeah, I picked him off like as a free agent, and he actually got me quite a bit of points in a couple things. I had like I had some really high ranked wide receivers and all these people.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I guess this little podcast is coming to an end. This has been the NFL. Just a little talk, guys, about fuck you, Bacon, for poking me. But he just posted a comment.
Hello, Bacon. I thought you were going to be asleep.
I thought he'd be asleep too.
Which he could have actually been here because we're ending it and he's still up, so.
You want to say anything to the people, Komodomojo?
Yes. Thank you for watching. I will try to have my ish. Not cussing, saying ish. I probably will not have my ish together tomorrow, but I will try. That's about it, man. I enjoy these podcasts. I enjoy the NFL. I would love to talk to anybody about it. The only problem is not many people are into the NFL, especially in
Sugar Osiris.
Osiris doesn't know anything about football, and he's a Cowboys fan. I tried.
Sandblood?
Nope.
Bacon?
Nope. T-Pro, maybe.
Tails?
No.
T-Cole Kid?
Nah, I'd pass.
Well, yeah. You know, I say someone should give you $5 to shave off that goatee.
It's never gonna happen, man.
I know, I wouldn't think so. But yeah, guys,
you can't have something look this good.
I know, like that. This has been Komodomojo and your boy Steel on Steelcurtaingaming, saying if you guys want to check this video out again, it'll be available on my channel. Actually, no, you know what? No, so it'll be available on my channel. What the fuck am I talking about? And it'll be available on Komodomojo once he gets it up.
Tonight.
And bye.